So, with the new Carnival pay changes, newer players are finally able to get past Carnivals. Past Carnival characters such as all like five of these here, and as well as event ones such as the Easter ones and the Christmas characters, and as well as like two like Mask County for some reason. But anyways, what this means is that newer players are finally able to build, like the best AOGIRI team. So I'm probably just gonna go over like the more important AOGIRI characters in this video and talk about like the proper team composition for AOGIRI. So starting off as the most important character, we have the Carnival Ayato, Wings of Power Seeker. So his whole like niche is that he like does a bonus attack every time another AOGIRI character does using an active skill. Um, so like he just gives you more moves and makes you like do more damage, right? The important part is that is only another the passive only triggers when another alligator character does use an active. So he can't follow up from his own active moves, which is why I think you don't really use him for his actives. He also has like some nice bonus effects, like when you do damage with a follow-up attack, you basically increases your own attack-related abilities by 15% and prevents the target from gaining shield effects, and also reduces the crit damage by 80%. Really nice buffs, as well as a team buff. Basically, gives you a 15% basic stat boost to your entire team if you have all AOGIRI characters, which is why I think for a AOGIRI team you should be running all AOGIRI characters, because the Carnival Ayato will give you a stat bonus. So, talk about his refinements. As I said before, since he is primarily used for his passive attacks and not his active, so his refining him is pretty useless. I think like the most important ones would be like granting lethal whenever you use it active, but it's like you don't even want to use his active anyways, so I think it's whatever. I think at D rank is like the best. And for his cells, he does have an exclusive cell, but his effect for the SL only matters when he uses an active, which you don't really want to use. So it's pretty useless. The effect is pretty useless. So it's only good for the stat boost from the the crazy stats, right? The another 3% attack, 1.5% defense, and 1.5% HP boost, along with more CP, which is always appreciated in AOGIRI. And talking about his other two slots, for modifiers, you want to run either attack related stat boost, because for AOGIRI team you want to do the most damage possible when you go first. So of course more damage is always welcome. And the other one would be so you either run two. I think either run like two attack related stat boosts, well ideally, or either two disruption for basically disrupting two random enemies active skill effects for one turn. So for AOGIRI, it's not important whether you disrupt for one turn or 2 turns, because when you go first, you usually try to like wipe the opponent's entire team. So I don't think it matters that much. It's only I think it's only important during like auto battle where you can't control your characters. So the auto battle will make stupid moves, and and that's when disruption matters more. Yeah. So talking about his potentials, again, it's AOGIRI. You want all attack potentials for effects. You probably ideally I think you want only 2 smash and 6 initiate, and like 2 like eliminate or undermine, whatever. Or actually hold up. The last one is whatever. Actually, you don't have enough space, but ideally 2 smash and like 6 initiate. Because if you look again, his own passive prevents the target from gaining shields. So if you try to kill a green owl, he won't be gaining shield anymore, so he won't have the bonus from smash. So I think initiates would be a better 6 initiate would be a better choice. So yeah. Next character I'm talking about is Yamori, the for Carnival one. So his whole skill set basically revolves around him killing someone, and after he kills someone, he will do another attack on the enemy with lowest health. So and since this attack is triggered considered as an active skill, it would trigger Carnival Ayato's passive as a follow up as well. So it's a pretty nice synergy there. And the reason so Yamori basically works like a red Arma, right? The Thunder God Arma. So he basically he needs 4 stacks of oppressed to gain Engulf. So when his turn starts or after an ally character deals damage, he'll gain a stack of oppressed. So 4 stacks against Engulf, which after he does after he attacks with Engulf, he'll do like crazy damage, which is why he's very good. So basically since he needs to start charge up his Engulf, you usually on first turn you usually like use his move the last, so that he'll charge up his oppressed stacks and do like hopefully kill someone with his one attack, with one Engulf bonus attack. And yeah, he also has a nice passive, basically boosts his own attack when he kills someone. When someone dies. And then if someone on your team dies, he also increases the attack again. And the reason why he does so much damage is because of his active effect. Basically, he does crush damage. Basically, increases damage based on pin rates, and also increases his own pin rates. And especially based on Teku, like becoming more tanky nowadays, pin rates very, very important because I'm pretty sure it's just a chance to ignore defense. Yeah. So for his startups, the most important one is his what's it here? His disruption immunity. So if you get disrupted, then you won't have the crush effect. So you won't like deal more damage with pin rates, and you won't gain a pin rate boost. But with this disruption immunity, like you cannot get disrupted, so it'll be guaranteed to do more damage with his active. But since he's like the primary attacker, I think you want to get him SSS basically. For Carnival Ayato, like having him at D is like whatever, it's like fine, I think. But for like attackers, I want them as high rated as possible, so that they do the most damage. So talking about his cells now, again, since it's AOGIRI, you want to do more damage, so you ideally run attack related stat boost, right? Another one could be, again, disruption. I think it's also fine, but right now I'm running just resurrection sets, because Yamori is like the main damage dealer of the AOGIRI team. So lots of people will target him, try to kill him. So resurrection helps me live a little bit. And I'm talking about his potentials. You should be running this time a four smash for sure, because because of his ability sphere, right? His actives ignore provoke, so he can attack someone that doesn't have charm on. So sometimes they have shield on, so you run 4 smashes, so that he does the most damage possible. So ideally you have 4 smash, 3 initiates for the stat boost, and like 2 undermine. I think it's also fine with like two whatever. Like the last 2 doesn't really matter. So yeah, the next one talking about would be Yato. So his skill sets, basically his whole niche is around he does good damage. He's AOE, right? It's because these two are single target damage, single target damage dealers. So he has a good AOE damage. He has a bunch of buffs for the whole team, and he also inflicts like a better lethal. Basically, he does breathless, which is basically better lethal, right? Reduces restoration rates by 80%, regeneration rate by 80%, by 40%, which is very important. So, and yeah, his whole passive basically, whenever he uses an attack, he does more damage, or the whole team does more damage, basically bunches of stat boosts, right? And he also does good damage as well because of his detonate, and also because of his destruction, which basically triples his crit rate, which is kind of crazy. Also, it does more damage when he lands crits. So just, basically, that's why he does lots of damage for AOE. And also, talking about his refinements now. Again, the most important one would be the disruption immunity, just like what Yamoi has. So he cannot get disrupted. So you'll guaranteed to do you'll guaranteed to have the detonates and destruction effects, which is really nice. And again, he's a damage dealer, so you want him as high as possible. He has a bunch of other refinements that give stat boost to the entire team, like increasing damage dealt to enemies with less health, as well as more damage dealt on first turn, which is pretty nice overall. Oh, and for arch cells, so if you played like a couple months ago, there's like I forgot what event it was, but basically if you were active and you got like you were decent luck, then you could get a full set of the green cells with like 4 attack. I think the other one's on the other one's right here. So 4 attack cells, which is very important for AOGIRI because you do more damage. So if you have those, you just put them on Easter Ayato, call it a day. You don't really care about modifiers because the 4x attack matters more because it gives you more attack, also gives you more CP as well, which is really important. But if you don't have these cells, then like for ideal modifiers, again, it's probably like attack related stat boost or deception are the only 2 I would consider. But yeah, moving on, his potentials. So since his whole skill sets revolves around him doing damage and giving buffs when he uses an attack. So you want to have a 4x smash to do to break the shields, and like probably like ideally you also have another 3 initiate, and the last 2 could be whatever. Yeah. So the next one is Yamori, as like the new Jason from like 2 months ago. He's another single target damage dealer. His whole skill set basically more buffs, buffs the whole entire team again, and he also does decent damage because of his Ultra Budo, which increases pen rates, and it does more damage because of skills and his damage skills off pen rate, which is very good. Pen rate is like the best attack related effect attack related stats right now. So for his refinements, he unfortunately does not have disruption immunity like Easter Ayato and Yamori do. So he can't get disrupted and he won't do more damage because he won't have like the pen rate boost and stuff. But like otherwise, he also has like decent. I'm sure he also has a couple decent refinement effects, like giving increases trigger skill damage of all AOGIRI characters. So this includes himself because he does a trigger when he inflicts like 3 stacks of torment. Right, he would he also complements Yamoi as well because his follow-up attack is a trigger right here, and also his also again complements this Carnival Ayato because of his bonus attack, which is also a trigger. So his that refinement is pretty good. I think another one. Is there any more? Nope. I think that's like the only good refinement he has. It then. Yeah, this one right here. But I think he's like the newest character. Also, like I think that he's the one that's like who is the most replaceable. I think because he doesn't have disruption immunity. Yeah. Talk on his RC cells. He ideally wants just like again attack related stat boost or deception. I have a 2 disruption cells. I also put like the 4x stack on him for like a little more damage. And for potentials, again, you run all attack. I think smash is fine. It's like 4x smash, like 3x initiates, and like two undermine. Things like fits like everyone basically. Yeah. And for backup, you run the combat outfit Kaneki, or like the mask Kaneki, because he has like bunch of back effects that are absolutely crazy. Basically like deal more damage with sphere, and then like if opponent uses an active skill with sphere, you get disrupted, which is really broken. And his damage isn't that good, but you basically put him back up because of his insane buffs. His startups, he has a bunch of backup buffs, like which honestly aren't that important, I think. His main ones, the main passive ones are like the most important ones. His startups or whatever, I think. He has like a couple of ones, right? Like everyone gets a shield, more restoration rate, and more HP boost, but that's like kind of relevant, and defense boost, but it's like, yeah, whatever. So he also has a cell. Again, it's good for a CP boost, of course, and also he basically enables AOGIRI to become a little more tanky, because it gives a more 20% increase in match HP and a 15% boost to defense related stats, and then and then whenever you get attacked by enemies sphere, you gain more HP. Pretty nice. And then his cells, like effects, modifier effects, could be whatever. Like it doesn't really matter. He doesn't do much damage. He's only there for this like backup buffs basically. And so, and again, because he's a backup, his potentials don't really matter that much, I think. Yeah. So yeah, so that's basically the AOGIRI team, right? So we have Carnival Ayato, Carnival Yamorei, Easter Ayato, Green Jason, and Mask Kaneki. So I guess talk about like the other important, like other less important AOGIRI characters. So we have Centipede. Centipede, the problem with him is that he is basically a weaker Yamori, because Yamori can ignore provoke, so ignore charm, while he cannot. And he also has his own skill level up when he gets enough stacks of collapse. But Yamori does more, and Yamori also bounces, and Yamori also like gives more pen rate to himself. So yeah, so Centipede, I'm afraid it's basically just like a power craft. It's like has power craft basically. Yamori is just better, and his cell is like effect is pretty useless. Like 10% of the damage is like actually not noticeable at all. So yeah, although he has a pretty nice refinement, like where he has like his built-in resurrection, which is pretty nice. But yeah, but unfortunately he just power craft. Another one is Red Ayato, the OG AOGIRI character, like the OG like usable AOGIRI character. His skill set is still insane. Like he has impale, right, which basically ignores target's defense, which is crazy. But only problem is that his CP is too low, since he was like released in like one of the earlier, like really early on. So he suffers from the lack of CP basically. I think right now he's like ranked pretty low actually. He's like he's the 48th character in CP ranking. Right, while like the other the other all the other ones are like top 20 at least. Yeah, so his he's only held back by his CP, and AOGIRI is very dependent on CP, and because of that, he is basically unusable for a more like in an ideal like at higher levels of like team compositions. He's unusable because of his CP, and even a singular exclusive self wouldn't help. Exclusive self wouldn't help him either, because the CP isn't just enough. He needs like a whole set of LR cells for him to be like to be reconsidered for the main AOGIRI team again. Another one is like the new Tanabata Ayato. He does not, his damage is very bad. He's only good for his assist, so it's this character. It's like whatever. And then the last. Well, again, I also have Eto here. Eto's is good, used to be good, but again, CP creep, right? She was released earlier on, so yeah. Getting released early on means that your CP is like lower than the newer characters. So, and she's held back. She's like basically held back by that. That's why you don't run him. That's why you don't run her. Sorry. Another thing is also I missed Blue. So before the green Jason came out, you used to run Blue Tatra. So Blue Tatra basically is a buffs your entire defense. Does an turn attack, so which is very good against Lyoko, because Lyoko basically gives like a last stand ability. And yeah, but problem is that it's AOGIRI, so your defense doesn't really matter that much. If you go second, like it doesn't matter like how you like, it doesn't matter against who, you just lose anyways. And his damage is like okay, I guess. You know, his his damage is fine with the Easter buffs and stuff. But he's like released like a little earlier on, so his CP is very low, so that's why he's been dropped on the team from the main team. Again, and the last character is the Revenge Tatara, the red one. So his passives are pretty unique. Basically, he when the battle starts, he gives a character with highest attack, like a resurrection, meaning like a broken resurrection. Basically, whenever the character Vis, the overall, is supposed to die, he won't die for 1 turn. And basically he will, after using active skill, basically follow-ups again. It's like it's kind of hard to explain, but basically imagine if you have a Yamori with and is overall, and the opponent does damage to the Yamori, so that blood fuel is triggered, right? And he has 1 HP. So basically, when your turn starts, you're gonna use a Yamori move. Right after that, blood fuel is gonna trigger, so which makes Yamori do another level 1 move. So, and if you have Carnival Ayato as well, you can have like 9 moves at minimum. If you have like 3, if you have like 3 Yamori cards, you can do like one Yamori card, and then Bloodfield would give in another one, and then Carnival Ayato will trigger his passive. So that's like 3 attacks off a single move, which is very broken. Sounds very broken on paper. Unfortunately, the only problem is him is that if he dies, then Bloodfield wouldn't trigger. So anyone who knows how the Red Tatara works would just kill Red Tatara first, so Bloodfield wouldn't trigger. And if that happens, then he's pretty useless. Again, like his passive like prevents 30% of damage dealt by a single attack, but that's like whatever, because every like nowadays like everyone has like buffs that do more damage after like initial damage, so he'll die anyways. It's in a single turn, and his damage is like fine. He's AOE, but his damage isn't as good as Isarato. Yeah, so those are like all the relevant AOGIRI kickers. I think like so for the team, so if you notice here, like the mass counter key is like really seriously holding back the CP of AOGIRI teams. So I think like if you're playing real time arena, you can consider like backup with higher CP, like the Summer Toga, the new Toga here, if I can find her, this one. Alright, so her backups are universal. She affects everyone with her backup effects. Basically, do more damage, give more HP, and take less damage, and basically she's the backup buffer. But her effects aren't as good as Mask Kanki's, but her CP is like very high. I think she's like currently where is she is 15th in CP overall. So pretty good. Another thing is that if you are high enough, if like all SSS characters, you can just like run a fake backup. Like you just like run like the backup is like high CP, like a centipede for, because even though centipede doesn't give you any back effects, like you technically don't need it. And if you in like in real time arena, or like when you can actually control characters, you don't really need a real backup, as long as your main AOGIRI line is like stacked enough. But in auto battle, like you should be running Mask Kanki because of his passes where he inflicts disruption for free and gives you like more HP bonuses, and like increase and also give you crazy damage. Because in auto battle, like the auto battle is pretty bad. The moves gonna be like sometimes like really very random. So in auto battle you should be running Mask Kanki. But if you can control, then you can like consider like centipede backup, or like whoever has the highest CP right now, which is like the Carnival Uta. So if your Carnival Uta is 6 stars, and you can also run him backup instead. Again, just for high CP, so you could go first, because the whole point of AOGIRI is that if you can't go first, you just die. So you have to go first. That's why you can also run Summer instead for like a less CP, but you get back effects, so you can kill people easier. So yeah. Anyways, so this is basically like the quick overview. Well, not quick, but overview of the AOGIRI characters and the team composition. I don't think there's anything else to talk about. If you have any questions, drop it in comments below, and I'll see you next time.